Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some stocks on the move today. I'm Nathan Hager, joined by Bloomberg's Dan Curtis on a mostly lower Friday morning, but don't tell that to investors in Applied Materials. Dan, good morning.
Good morning, Nathan. Yeah, it's Friday, so we might as well start off with something in the green.
Let's do it.
Applied Materials, the semiconductor manufacturer. Those shares are up 12% in the pre-market. That's after the company beat both top and bottom line estimates for the fiscal first quarter, and it's projecting revenue for this quarter of about $7.7 billion. That's 10% higher than estimates. So beat, and it's also giving strong guidance. A lot of this is coming from that AI CapEx feed-through that we've been talking about. So those companies spending hundreds of billions of dollars on building out AI infrastructure this year. And that's also benefiting the memory chip demand. So Applied Materials benefiting from that. It sees semiconductor equipment specifically growing 20% this year. So this is one of those clear AI winners this morning, up 11%, 12% right now.
And the biggest gainer this morning in the pre-market, Rivian, of all companies, EV maker actually doing well.
That's right. And we just talked about, just a week or two ago, we were talking about Stellantis writing down billions of dollars. That followed Ford, GM. In general, EVs have been under pressure. So this morning, Rivian up 20%. That's definitely catching my eye as the space has been under a lot of pressure. So Rivian itself, better than expected fourth quarter results. It made its first full year gross profit ever at $144 million. So just the gross profit turning positive. It expects to sell 62 to 67,000 cars this year, and that includes the new R2, which is a lower priced SUV. So it's getting in something that's a little bit cheaper onto market, and that guidance really boosting that stock. Again, up 20% in pre-market, really standing out in a space that's been under pressure a lot.
And we got some earnings from a couple of travel names, and it's a couple of different stories here, Dan.
Yeah, so I'm looking at both Expedia, which is down 6%, and Airbnb, which is up 5%, and this actually seems to come back to the AI trade. So Expedia, fastest fourth quarter revenue growth in 3 years. First quarter sales and bookings view better than estimates. Those shares are down 6%. Airbnb also had a strong 4Q, also strong current guidance. Those shares are up 5%, and a lot of this seems to come down to the AI disruption trade. Airbnb has that direct link with hosts, so they are actually offering straight through to the host, so that they are connecting the host with the customers. Expedia is kind of a third party. They're a bit more of a middleman, so the market needed to see a little bit more to convince them that Expedia was not under threat from AI, so those shares are falling down today.
And in our last 30 seconds, Dan, you're closing us out with the biggest decliner in the pre-market, Pinterest.
That's right. So Pinterest projecting first quarter sales below estimates. That's on top of lower than expected holiday sales. It comes weeks after the company laid off hundreds of workers. So those shares are down over 20% in the pre-market right now. The company makes money from ads, particularly home furnishing. That sector has been hit hard by tariffs. So those companies that typically advertise have been reducing their ad spending. So those shares down 20%.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.